Oh, so you came back for day 2, did you? Oh, well, thank you, by the way, for staying tuned. We're going to talk about Amazon DSP delivery driver training day 2. Dos. So, day 2, again, I'm actually getting ready to do day 3, getting ready to go out there couple hours, do day 3, but day 2 yesterday was I liked it better than day 1. It was a lot shorter than day 1. The day started at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I kid you not, I was done for the day at 11:45 a.m. Okay, that was it. Two hours and 45 minutes. That was it. Compared with yesterday being there on Sunday, being there for 7 hours and 15 minutes, a lot shorter. And I haven't heard officially, but I have heard through the grapevine that Amazon should pay, regardless of how long your training is for all the days, that Amazon should pay you for 24 hours, okay, 3 8-hour shifts, regardless of how long you actually took for the training. So we'll see, and I'll let you know whether or not that's true. Hopefully it is. They didn't come out and tell us that, but from research, you should be paid for 3 full 8-hour days for training. So basically, all yesterday was you sat in a classroom, first hour, and on this day we actually looked at videos on like a handheld device, not bigger than this. It was a tablet, and watch videos on a tablet. Had these little headphones, free earbuds, like yay. Free swag. So with the earbuds on, did that for first hour. We talked, or the videos discussed, like basically starting your day at work. You come in, you meet with your DSP manager, dispatch person. They give you a handheld device similar, but a little bit bigger than this one, and you test it out, make sure that you turn it on, you go to your designated delivery vehicle and out in the parking lot. Then you get out of the parking lot, go to the service road, loop around, and you go through the service area is what they call it, or distribution center. You go through there, put your flashers on, your headlights on, and the speed limit is 5 miles an hour. That's it. A little bit of reiteration from day 1 of what we talked about too. But yeah, 5 miles an hour. Very slow. A lot of the small towns in North Carolina, the speed limit is, even on the main roads, is 20 miles an hour, and that's hard to do. That is like a quarter of a push on the pedal. I imagine 5 miles an hour is maybe you could just not even use the gas pedal, just let the vehicle glide. They talk about getting the hand. The yard marshal will tell you where to park. That's like the gatekeeper of the distribution center. They set this little toll booth like building, and they'll tell you where to go and everything like that. And also, so we talked about that. Loading the bags, that was a big part of it. Bags are FIFO, first in, first out. One thing I did notice was the video on Sunday talked a lot about loading bags, but they talked about I'll talk about bags. Talking about these, they look like boxes, but they're really bags with this hard edges on them. and they have all the little packages in them. But these bags, I thought that they would be loaded whichever is closest. The ones that get loaded in first are the ones that the driver will take the packages from behind his seat and do like that. But everyone I saw load in their vans yesterday, they actually had the first in packages were actually right by the back door of the van. So I don't know if that'll be something on my first ride along day, whether or not it's better to load the packages first and deliver them from behind your seat, or is it better to actually get out of the van, open the back door, and deliver it like that? That's definitely a situation. Gonna have to figure that out. Talked about the driver aid numbers, the numbers on the car, the bags, lower numbers first delivered. They're also, you have to look out for U or UP numbered bags. Those are exceptions. So basically we did videos for about an hour, but then we went out and we went to, what did we do? Yeah, we went out and we actually went to the service area, right? Everybody has their vans parked up in there. Usually it's about anywhere from 2 to 4 big carts full of packages, right? First you have your carts with the bags on them, or big bags that have the little packages. You have about a couple of them. Then you usually have 1 or 2 of what you call them overflow, which are just actually the brown cardboard box packages, and those you just put on the middle. Like one side of the van you have the bags, the other side of the van you have bags, and down the middle you have what's called your overflow, just your regular cardboard boxes. And basically my trainer said for us to just observe them loading, and also if there was opportunity could also help them out. And it was cool because I got to lift a couple of the bags. They were not very light, but they weren't very heavy either. They were okay. And there's one package, it's like this it wasn't very heavy, but it was just this really oblong object that I was able to load in there. So I got a little feel for the package load. It's really not as bad as I thought it would be. What I thought was that you would have like 500 little boxes and that you would have to load them all in order, right? But it's not like that at all. It's like maybe you get like 10 big bags, and each bag is like 50 packages in them or something, and you just load 5 bags and maybe have 10 cardboard boxes by themselves, and you're ready to go, kind of thing. But the golden rule though is if you get done loading your van early, you can't leave yet. Well, one thing, it's impossible because you have like 20 or 30 vans you're surrounded by pretty much. But you have to help. If you get done early loading your van, you have to help another person. That's the policy right there, which I think is good. It's good teamwork, team building exercise. And we also, my trainer did a number game. We walked over to a little picnic area, and he went around and said 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3. I was number 1, and he said that's what time you're coming in tomorrow for your driver test thing. It's like, reminds me of a time my senior year, fall of my senior year, had to take an elective, and boy, being in a rural high school in the middle of a cornfield, there weren't many choices. I picked chorus, and my teacher one day came in, started the class, pointed at people with numbers. They said 75, 60, 95, and they pointed me 91, and I was like, what's that? 73, 75, blah blah blah, 80, 82. And a few more people, he said, okay, these are your average grades right now. I was like, yes, 91. was like, why is it 91 though? Couldn't have been higher, but whatever. So we came back into the classroom. Well, the trainer said that people had the option of taking a break if they wanted to. I was like, nah, I'm good. We've only been here an hour. What the hell you want to break for already? But the videos talked about delivering to apartment complexes. You can ask the manager there at the apartment complex for a secure area to deliver the packages, or a mail room. That will save you a lot of work, especially the people that order the packages in the apartments. If they live in on the third or fourth floor, that'll save you a lot of steps. Also talked about, apparently, Amazon on the handheld device. That's what you use for clocking in, scanning packages. When you get on the road, it's your GPS screen. It tells you where to go, where all the package deliveries are. But it'll automatically cut off after 4.5 hours to make sure you take your 30-minute lunch. Well, I think it's pretty cool, because I've heard some horror stories on the internet. Of course, you can't believe everything you read, but people not taking their lunches. But Amazon does have a 30 minutes unpaid. Okay, 30 minutes of your time is unpaid, so why would you not take a lunch? If they're not going to pay you for the extra 30 minutes, you should take 30 minutes for lunch, right? Makes sense. And of course, if you live in a state where it's like, well, after 3 hours you take 30-minute break or something, then obviously the state law would supersede the 4.5 hour rule. If you live in a particular state that has that situation. Also talked about the 3 C's of troubleshooting deliveries. A lot of stuff. The one-click access helps with delivering to gated communities, as well as got elevators with passcodes. All that stuff. Probably my favorite part of the day was there was about a 15-20 minute video all about dog bite preventions, and I'm really glad that Amazon is very safety conscious about this, and that what you're supposed to do when dogs are you go somewhere and you see dogs unleashed, or what the policies are for making sure you don't get bit by a dog. I'm very glad that they address this policy. It's very good for that, and how to deliver when dogs are present. But ultimately, though, if you are in a situation where it's like there's dogs on the property and they're all running around crazy, and you call the customer, there's no response, you don't have to deliver the package. You just it's called RTS, return to station. You just take the package and you go back to the delivery station after you complete all your other deliveries at the end of the shift, and you say, listen to your manager, this was RTS because of the dog situation, and you went through all the protocols with contacting the customer and so on and so forth. Talked about what if there's a package that's missing from your inventory. Also talked about damaged packages, dangerous goods, ooh, and also what happens if you can't locate the address. Oh my gosh, whew, that's tell you some funny stories from my days of delivering pizza. Yeah, the can't locate the address was a pain in the neck. It's like you would. Most of my pizza delivery days were in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I just remembered that you would, every so often, maybe like once a month or so, you would have a delivery, and it would have an address, and the address would be on a major road, and there was no apartment number, so you're like, oh no, there's, because if it's on a major road but has an apartment number, you can just turn into the apartment complex and park somewhere and do the delivery. But if it doesn't have an apartment number, then you're like, oh no. I'm like, am I up a creek without a paddle here? Like there would be an address like 4900 Oleander Drive. Okay. And the first thing I would do, and I might apply this to Amazon job too, is call the customer and ask, okay, is your address a house or a business? And you would say a quick prayer for him. Please, God, please let it be a business that's easy to find. But of course, 99% of the time the customer said, we're a house. I'm like, okay, just tell me what the house looks like, give me a few clues, and that'll be good, you know. And yeah, that Oleander Drive, that would be, it's like, in my 5 years of living in Wilmington, it would always be talked about by city council of these houses that would be up for they would constantly talk about redeveloping it into a business shopping center or a business office park or something, but never happened as far as I know. But yeah, can't locate the address. So yeah, that was day 2. I would say and of course yesterday being a Monday, 16th of October, I was able to use mass transit, the bus. I would say that, so there's one bus line that goes from Four Seasons Mall, which is like a mile walk. It's tough to like walk a mile to get to the bus, but it is what it is. Go from Four Seasons Mall to the Coble Transportation Center, named after the late great Congressman Howard Coble. His this big bus depot right there near the PTI airport. And from there, take another bus. It's a lot shorter of a bus. Yesterday there was just the bus driver and another, I guess it was a friend of the bus driver, because they talked the whole time on the bus, and the other guy never got off. Finally, I was looking at my phone, first time being on the bus on that particular route, and the lady was nice enough to notice. Is like, sir, where do you need to get off? She was very friendly about it. I was like, oh, I need to, it's Piedmont International Parkway and National Service Road. She's like, Amazon? I was like, yes. So I was like, so glad she knew exactly what I was talking about. Got off, and the bus stop is just a little sign pole, on the side of the road. It's very, you would think with Amazon having, I don't know, there's got to be hundreds, if not hundreds of employees at this particular Amazon location. You would think that there would be, the I think it's the city of High Point that this Amazon's at. Yeah, no, it's Amazon, Colfax, or Greensboro, one of those. But one of those municipalities would maybe, or Amazon would maybe pay half or something, public-private partnership, but they would have a little bit better bus stop, with maybe a bench, a little, covering area. But I don't know, maybe not many people take the bus to Amazon. Who knows? And it's also, the Amazon Center's here. The bus stop's on the other side of the road. Fortunately, it's not a very busy road. The one time when it might be a little bit busy is when the Amazon vans, they come out of a back entrance and they go right by that bus stop. So sometimes that might be an issue. But the Amazon van was driving slow enough to where I could cross safely. Because there's like a big caravan of like 5 or 10. I was like, when am I going to cross? That was coming home. The schedule is, every DSP is different. And even at this Amazon center that I'm going to be working at, there's about I think there's like up maybe 5 DSPs operating out of the center. And each DSP is a little bit differently. I think my trainer said that my DSP is actually the, for security reasons, I'm not going to tell you what the name of the DSP is, but he said that I think we're like the 4th or the 5th DSP that loads. So I think they start off like, I don't know what time, 8 or 9, and then mine comes in like around 10:30 till 11 is like our loadout time. Then we hit the road. But Unfortunately, the bus schedule, the bus comes around there, would drop me off a little bit like around 10:05. So I'd have about 20 minutes or so to, relax before I start my shift. Now, the bus service stops, I think, about 9 o'clock, so I'd have to probably take an Uber ride back home. But at least the first part of the shift for the ride there would be covered with mass transit, which is $250 one way, so it's not too bad. Now, yesterday, getting off around 11:45. The bus comes about noon, but then I was like, I get back to the bus stop, and I thought that there would be a bus at 12:15 to take me back to the mall, but actually, during the middle part of the day, the buses only run once an hour. I'm like, I really don't want to wait, a whole hour, and then have to walk again, and then get into a situation where it's like, okay, my walk back is pretty much all on the sidewalk, which is good. I don't have to cross there's a busy road I have to cross, but it is a designated crosswalk. And in other words, like I push a button and the traffic lights will switch automatically, and I'll be able to cross without having to worry about traffic. But there's been a couple times though I'll be walking on a sidewalk and there'll be this gas station, and I'm thinking to myself, why the heck do people stop at this gas station? Because he's got the most expensive gas in the area. It's like at least $1, 75 cents to $1 higher than anybody else in the area. Now, the one advantage he does have is he's the only gas station within like three-quarters of a mile or something. So he's the only one in the immediate area. So maybe that's why they stop. I don't know. But I've had a couple of issues with motorists. Like, I'm in the sidewalk, right, walking right, past the gas station, and a couple of times the motorists have actually, cut me off walking on the sidewalk, And the law is, if you're turning into a business or a driveway or anything like that, and there's a pedestrian walking right where you got to turn, you better yield. That's the law. And the first time it was actually a lady, and I think she was like, her accent was Jamaican, I think, one of those Caribbean things, but she was actually just slowly coming out, and she was like talking with a friend, and I walk around her vehicle and just kind of shake my head, being like, how'd you not see me? If you're gonna, pull out right to the sidewalk and then decide to have a conversation, why did you not, immediately reverse and park in a parking space? But the other time, there was I was walking on the sidewalk, and of course, fortunately I was paying attention, because this driver was not. He just came right, like that, and just cut me off. And I throw up my hands, and then he rolls his window down. What's wrong? I was like, man, I'm in a sidewalk. I'm walking. You're supposed to yield. I have the right of way. And he's like, oh, all right. I say, hey, man, have a good day. But yeah, people need to understand that even though this is America and 97% of us drive all the time and probably don't give a rat's ass about pedestrians, you still, in an urban area especially, if you see somebody walking on a sidewalk and you're trying to turn into a business but they're in your way, just wait a few seconds. It's not that hard. And with me especially, I get pissed off because I'm a very fast walker. I mean, how could you not see me walk really fast? You would probably have to wait an extra second, maybe a second and a half, for me to clear where you want to turn. So really, yeah. It's like, come on, y'all. So sorry to go off on that tangent about pedestrian safety, but I just had to let it out, kind of thing. So that's day 2. Day 3 is the driver test. We'll see how that goes. Pray, hopefully. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it's, the instructor is, or the examiner, I guess you could call him now. Hopefully it's one of those tests where they just want to make sure you can operate a motor vehicle competently and make sure you use your turn signal, drive the speed limit, don't have a jackrabbit start, stop at the red lights, slow down on yellow lights, all that stuff. There were some videos that maybe you had to do a reverse and you had to do a serpentine kind of. So I've been studying everything that's out there on Amazon for the driver test. So I'll talk to y'all again. Hopefully I'll pass. Yeah. Bye-bye.